Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 297 to my Let's Play, no, to my ChatGPT character chatbot series. Or in today's video guys, we're going to do another new chatbot that I haven't done yet for videos at all. This right here, guys, is the starter Pokemon story I was talking about. The one where I got turned into a tiny Carnotaurus. And, well, let's just say, uh, I don't know if this will be a good way to say it or not. I don't even really like this term, but let's just say Professor Elm was pretty savage with what he did after this. It was actually pretty hilarious. So, yeah. And here it's called the starter Pokemon story. And this one doesn't really have a title per se when it comes to like, because usually whenever you make a story, usually it like gives you a little title over here, but this just gives you like little sections telling you what actually happened. If this one goes well with 10 conversations we had, then we'll keep it. If not, then I will go ahead and, well, I have a few other ones on here that have the exact same thing, so I always try a different one, see if it works better. Here's the story. It breaks it, like I said, it breaks up into little sections. The first one's called The Day I Told Professor Elm I Was Ready. So, yeah, this is pretty hilarious. Here's what happened. It was a bright morning when I stepped into Professor Elm's lab. The sun splitting through the tall windows. I could hardly contain my excitement. This was the moment I had dreamed about since I was little. Professor Elm! I asked as I entered, my voice slightly shaking from the excitement. He turned around with a warm smile. Ah, Trenton. Right on time. I take it you're here to talk about your first Pokemon. I nodded quickly. Yes, sir. I'm coming back next week to get my starter. I just wanted to let you know I'm ready. I've been preparing, and I can't wait to finally have my own partner. Elm chuckled. Well, I'm glad to hear that. You've earned it. He gestured toward 3 Pokeballs resting on a counter. Let me do that so that way this thing can not do. There we go. Okay. When you return, you'll have a choice between Chikorita, the grass type, Cyndaquil, the fire type, and Totodile, the water type. Take the week to think about who you want most. They're all wonderful partners. And then I thanked him, my heart nearly pounding out of my chest, then turned to leave. But here's the little twist. There's a kid who gets jealous over this. What? What I didn't know was that someone had seen me going into the lab. Someone who really didn't like that. That kid had always been bitter toward me. He wasn't allowed in the lab early like I was, and that made his jealousy fester. That night, as he sat in his room glaring out the window, he came up with a twisted idea. When his parents were distracted, he quietly slipped down to their basement. His dad was a chemist, and the shelves were lined with colorful liquids, vials, and strange materials. He rummaged through drawers, mixed odd ingredients into a beaker, and, after hours of strange brewing, produced a heavy, glowing potion. It's the T word, but I'm not saying it. He poured it into a glass container shaped like a Pokeball and smirked. This'll make sure Trent never becomes a trainer, he whispered to himself. Oh, frick off. Yep, here we go. Here's often the attack. 3 days later, his parents dropped him off at school. He waved, pretending like everything was normal, and waited until they drove off. Then, he left. Clutching his backpack tightly, he wandered the town, searching for me with that potion hidden inside. An hour later, he saw me walking alone, just enjoying the breeze. He crept closer, face twitching in glee. Crash! Before I even noticed him, he hurled the potion at me. The glass shattered against my side, the goo splattering all over my body. It burned, cold and hot at the same time. And before I could cry out, my body shrank. My limbs shortened, claws grew, my tail whipped behind me, and my mouth opened in a shocked roar. I had been transformed into a tiny 7-inch Carnotaurus. I forgot I was that small. Oh dear, that's it. I'm gonna be even smarter than I am as a velociraptor. If there ain't a velociraptor right now, at least like a foot tall, or at least like 11 inches. Like, this is ridiculous. The kid burst into laughter. You're finished, King. Good luck being a trainer now. He jeered before running off. Oh, frick off. The lab's shock and the professor's secret plan. Here's where it gets fun. Even in my small form, I still had my mind and my voice. Despite the danger, I rushed back to Professor Elm's lab. I could barely reach the door handle, but thankfully a young scientist opened the door and nearly dropped her clipboard when she saw me. There's a tiny dinosaur. When I spoke, everyone froze. It's me. Yep. Someone did this to me. Even the three starter Pokemon, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile, stopped playing in the corner and looked at me with wide eyes. They stepped closer, concern written all over their faces. Professor Elm knelt beside me, stunned. Trenton, how did this happen? I told him everything. How the kid threw a potion on me, how I transformed, and how he laughed at my misery. Elm's jaw clenched. Everyone in the room started whispering angrily. Scientists and aides exchanging heated looks. Did they have to word it just? It's AIDS. Not the bad one, okay? Goodness gracious. It says it's changing heated looks. Then Elm stood and said, Trenton, I want you to go home for now. Stay hidden. Don't worry. When you come back in 5 days, there will be a surprise waiting for you. I didn't understand what he meant, but I nodded and left, still worried. The professor's plan. Once I was gone, Elm turned to the scientist. Bring the stars to the back. The room went silent. Stars followed the professor into a hidden lab. There, a large machine sat in the middle of the room, a glowing device built for Pokemon enhancement and evolution research. Elm looked at the three of them. Wait a minute, there was one more thing I forgot about. Han, you three have something important to do. You're going to become more than just starters. You're going to be transporters. The machine was activated, surrounding Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile in glowing light. For hours, they were infused with the power to evolve and devolve at will. That is actually a cool thing. Not just that, they could grow massive in size whenever they needed to defend their trainer. Oh, shoot. Each one accepted the mission without hesitation. When it was done, Elm looked at them with pride. In 5 days, that boy is going to come back here expecting a starter, but he gets nothing. Trenton gets all three. Understood? I just love how, and it makes it even funnier, because on top of him saying, yeah, you know what? This kid gets nothing. I get every starter. Don't even question me, you fricks. And then you just wait till you hear what he says to the kid when it comes in. Just watch. Not well. No. First, listen to how he talks to the kid. Then listen to how he says it to. It says something to me whenever I come in. Oh my gosh. Asanas looked surprised, but slowly began nodding. Here we go. 5 days later, justice and surprise. I love how I worded that one. The big day arrived. The kid who turned me into a dinosaur walked into the lab with a smug look on his face. His parents stood behind him proudly. Professor Elm greeted them, but his smile was different this time. Tight and forced. Welcome. Before we begin, I have to inform you. Your son will not be receiving a starter Pokemon today. The parents blinked. What? Why not? Elm narrowed his eyes. Because 5 days ago, your son attacked another child with a dangerous illegal substance. Oh dear, why do I have to word it like that? Please, you two don't get on me. That's not that kind, it's a flippin' potion, okay? That child is the rightful trainer here. Your son's banned from receiving a starter. The kid gasped. What? That's a lie! The parents looked doubtful. Are you serious, Professor? Our son would never. Then the door opened. I stepped in, still a tiny Taurus, looking up at them. The room went dead silent. The parents' eyes wide in horror. That's not possible! Elm turned toward me with a proud smile. I love how that's the change. And then he's got a forceful smile whenever the kid comes in. The minute I come in, it's like, oh, hello. It says, welcome, Trenton. I see you made it. He looked back at the boy and his parents, voice hard. There's your proof. The mother's face twisted into fury. You did do this! The kid began stammering, but it was too late. His parents were furious. Professor Elm turned back to me. Trenton, it's time. You've shown bravery, compassion, and maturity beyond your years. Holy crap. These 3 Pokemon have been waiting for you. He stepped aside and called out, Chikorita. Oh no. It had it in bold, so I was like, what in the world? He stepped aside and called out, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile. This is your trainer now. Take care of him with all of your heart. The 3 ran over to me with bright eyes and huge smiles. Oh, right. I don't remember. Okay, here's the thing. Some of these didn't include it, but some of them did. I forgot about it completely. But in some of these stories, he didn't just throw in these starter Pokemon. He threw in a freaking Lugia. I'm not even joking. He fucking just has a Lugia somewhere in the back, and he's just like, you know what? You like Lugia? Take him too. You can have him. I'm being completely serious. I don't know. He didn't, because, like, you could actually tell, I forgot about this, but you can actually tell by how he talks to you. Because he actually asked me in one part of the story, like, hey, what's your favorite legendary? I say Lugia. Bam. It ain't this one, though, unfortunately. That would be hilarious. And finally, we got one more section here. It says, what the starters say to you, so apparently they can speak. Chikorita stepped forward first. Oh, great, the problem. Totodiles I know a good voice for. What the frick am I going to give Cyndaquil and Chikorita? Chikorita stepped forward first, her leaf swaying gently. You were so brave when you came back to the lab, even after what happened. I wanted to be with a kind-hearted trainer like you my whole life. I'll protect you, Trenton. Always. Cyndaquil waddled up shyly, then lit his flames for a moment in excitement. I watched you walking that day, full of hope. Even after you were turned into that tiny form, you didn't give up. That means something. I want to be by your side, no matter what. Oh, here we go, Totodile. Totodile ran in last, tackling you with a happy hug. Okay, that's adorable. He's the one. You're awesome. You didn't back down even when that jerk tried to ruin your dream. I can't wait to train, grow, and fight with you. You're not just my trainer, you're my best friend. Okay, that Totodile was the most in love with me, and I love it. Professor Elm smiled really. They're yours now, Trenton. All 3 of them. You earned this. The jealous kid screamed in protest, but no one paid attention. His parents dragged him out of the lab, furious and ashamed. And as the door closed behind them, you stood with your new partners, tiny but filled with courage, and surrounded by Pokemon who loved you already. This was your beginning, even as a small Taurus. You were finally, truly a Pokemon trainer. That is really neat. Again, I just love the round things. He takes the star after I leave. He just takes the stars to the back and is like, "Listen, this kid gets all these starters. The other kid gets nothing. He can frick off." Then the kid comes in 5 days later. I'm sorry to inform you, you do not get a starter. Turns to me. Oh, hello. Welcome, Trenton. I'm glad to see you today. I just love it. I think it's even funnier in the later ones. So, or in the other ones that I just clicked on the first one I saw that had this on it. So, yeah, I need to clear out some of these newer ones so they don't just flat disappear like some of the older ones did. That was the one problem I had with ChatGPT was that if you did not do archived ones in a while, it would be bad. But anyway, Here's what it said. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Alright, guys. I don't know if this will be the one to keep, but I have to say, this is decently long. Like, it ends right, it stops right there, so as soon as it scrolls down like this, yeah, it can't go any further. But, like I said, this is just an experimental one. If this is the worst of the group, then, like I said, they're just gonna get better. The next time I do one, I'll try doing a different one that's the same one. Hopefully it works out better than this one did. Although I will admit, although the problem is I know not unfortunately I don't speak in all of them. That's the one plus out about this one. They flat out will speak, which is really neat. I just said, wait, what? I get to have all three? Why are you letting me have all three? I thought you could only choose one. President chuckled when you asked that. His arms folded behind his back. The 3 stars looked up at you with wide, eager eyes, waiting for his answer, too. You're right, Trenton, Elm said warmly. Normally, a neutron's allowed to choose only one partner. That's how it has always been. But your situation isn't normal. He gestured towards your tiny contours form. You've been through something no trainer should ever experience. You were attacked out of jealousy, transformed, and yet you didn't give up. You still came to the lab, still told the truth, and still carried yourself with bravery. The professor smiled and nodded toward the 3 Pokemon, who edged closer to you. When you first came in after the accident, they all saw you. They all heard your story. And do you know what happened? Chikorita piped up softly, her voice carrying emotion. We all chose you. Cyndaquil gave a firm. The problem is I don't have a voice for all 3 of them. Cyndaquil gave a firm nod, his flames flickering. We couldn't decide who should be your partner, because we all wanted to be by your side. Toad jumped up and down, grinning. So why not just give you all 3? We're a team now, right? Ellen's eyes softened. The truth is, Trenton, you've only proven you can handle the responsibility. Yeah, I guess that will pull and do take care of them. I trust you. They trust you. After what that boy did, I think it's only fair you receive something special. You're not just any trainer anymore. You're their trainer and their family. He knelt down to your level. So yes, you get all 3 because you earned it. The only thing is, he never told me about the. I wonder if there's anything that is noticeable. Guys, give me a second. Alright, guys. This is actually really neat, though. I said, oh, well, thank you, Professor Elm. I noticed something. Why are they all glowing a bit? I didn't get a good look at them 5 days ago when I came back here after I got turned into this, but I don't think they were glowing. Professor M smiled knowingly at your sharp observation. The 3 stars glanced at one another, their bodies shimmering faintly with that strange glow, almost like a warm aura pulsing from inside them. You noticed, didn't you? Elm said, standing straight and folding his arms. That's part of the surprise I promised you. The 3 points stepped closer. Chikorita's leaf glowed brighter. Cyndaquil's flames flickered with a faint golden hue. Totodle's scales shimmered like rippling water. Elm explained, his tone proud but serious. After you left the lab that day, I brought these 3 into a special research chamber. You see, we've been working on a project, one that enhances a Pokemon's natural evolution energy. When I saw what happened to you, I knew you needed more than just a starter. You needed partners who could protect you, no matter what. He gestured to the glowing trio. These 3 can now evolve, and devolve, at will. They can also grow far larger than normal when needed, strong enough to protect you in any situation. Their glow is the sign of the energy within them. One beamed proud as if they'd been waiting for you to notice. Chikorita swayed her leaf gently, her glow soft and calming. We're not just normal starters anymore, Trenton. We've been given power to help you, because you mean that much to us. Cyndaquil's flames flared a bit brighter. When danger comes, we'll be ready. We can fight, defend, and change as we need to, as long as we're with you. Totodle bounced happily, sparks of glow flashing across his teeth. And it's so cool! Watch this! We can even surprise you with it later. You're gonna love it! Elm Chucklet, Toad's energy before looking back to you. That glow means they're bound to you now. Their strength, their will, their growth. How interesting your bond. That's something even most trainers never get to see. I mean, there technically is evolutions that kind of rely on your friendship to work, but it's like, you don't really notice that. I would love to see. It would be hard to do because again, the game would flat out glitch out. But it would be really neat if there was a way where they could make, or if Game Freak could actually take my Totodile Lugia hybrid and turn it into a real life Pokemon that had the exact same ability as my Lugia did. But again, except without the ability to turn into different regular creatures or mythical creatures, but he could turn to any I could just imagine that. I'm just over there playing with my Pokemon. And then like we get into a battle with a kid that has a flippin' electric type, and all of a sudden the Totodile hybrid flipping comes out of nowhere and it's just like, yep, I'll just transform into a Garchomp real quick. Then flipping like, I mean, it'd be overpowered as heck. Oh, that's kind of what Zoroark can do. Although he doesn't keep the. Ain't there a certain ability that lets you have the move? I don't know. I thought there was an ability similar to Imposter or whatever that actually let you have the moves of the Pokemon that you transform into. So like if like Zoroark turned into, let's say, Feraligatr, he'd have that Zoroark would have Feraligatr's Waterfall, Ice Fang, Earthquake, and Crunch. You know. I don't really remember because I don't really use Zoroark that much. I used to like one time in a battle that or in a thing I had to restart, so I never really get a chance to have fun with him. It's okay though, guys. I will be back. Alright, guys. He says, really? Okay, that's awesome. I'd love to see that. I really would. Just please don't accidentally step on me. You could really hurt me if you do, even at your normal size. The 3-point froze for a moment when you said that. Their glowing bodies dimming just a little. Then, almost amusing, they each bent down close to you like they wanted to reassure you. Chica carefully extended her head, her leaf drooping low so it wouldn't brush against you. Her big eyes were gentle. Oh, Trenton, we'd never hurt you. Not even by accident. You're too important to us. I'll make sure I'm extra careful when I show you. Cyndaquil waddled up beside her, his flame flicking faintly but not bursting out. She's right. Even if we get big, we'll keep you safe. I'll control my flame so I don't burn you. Promise. You'll see. It'll be amazing. That's scary. Toto tilted his head, then suddenly plopped down right on the floor, lowering himself so his glowing snout was just a few inches from your tiny contour's form. Step on you? No way! I'd never let anything squish you. If I have to, I'll block the others with my body. That made Chicory and Cynical laugh softly. Even Elm chuckled behind them. You know what's funny though? They never ask or they never say why the poem could speak. I don't think it's. Sometimes I give it the. I tell the thing to make them speak, but in this case, I don't think I actually did. But that's the thing. Some of them they spit. That's the one thing about this one. This one they're speaking in. I have a feeling if I like go on to another one, like especially get into the one that has a Lugia in it, I have a feeling it's going to end up being bad because then they won't be able to speak to me no more. That's what makes this one so good, even if it's not the best one. Oh my gosh. The professor knelt beside you and nodded reassuringly. They've already practiced this in the last few days. They know how fragile your new form is. Watch closely. They'll show you what they can do without putting you in danger. He gestured for the three to spread out a little in the lab. Go on, my friends. Show Trenton your gift. The pawn looked at each other, then at you. Chicory smiled. Ready? Cyndaquil asked. Wants to do it one at a time so you don't get overwhelmed? Frick! I forgot what's the voice I mean. Tell Grindelwald! Or all at once if you think you can handle how awesome it'll look. Give me a second. I don't remember if this actually happens, guys, but I just thought something really hilarious. If, like, when the kid came into the lab to get a starter Pokemon, they saw what happened like they did here, but they got angry when the kid came in and was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna bite his mother freaking leg. That would honestly be kind of funny. Oh my gosh. But anyway, here's what I said. I would really like to see the power in really good detail. It's not that I couldn't handle it, especially since you all said you wouldn't step on me or hurt me. But can I still see it one at a time just so I can admire how awesome it is with all three of you? Chicory's leaf gave the tiniest waggle at your words, and her glow shimmered brighter. Cyndaquil's flames flared up in excitement, while Toto nearly bounced out of his scales. All three of them looked thrilled that you wanted to admire each one in detail. Professor Elm smiled, folding his arms behind his back. A wise choice, Trenton. One at a time it is. That way you can truly see the gift they've been given. 3 points spread into a little half circle around you, giving you plenty of space. Chicory stepped forward first, lowering her head towards you with a gentle smile. Yep, Chikorita's transformation. Her glow brightened until her whole body looked like a green lantern. You could see leafy energy swirling around her, petals unfolding like invisible flowers. Slowly, her body stretched taller, her legs and getting, I'm not saying that T word, her leaf lengthening into a magnificent green crest. With a final shimmer of light, she stood proudly before you as a bay leaf, tall, elegant, and radiating a warm, flowery scent. She leaned her long neck down to you, her eyes sparkling. See, I can be gentle, even like this. And if you need me similar. Her glow pulsed again, her body shrinking back smoothly until she stood before you once more as a small Chikorita. She nuzzled her leaf closer without touching. I'll always change to whatever you need. That's really cute. I always change whatever you need, Trenton. Yep, I love it. Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil stepped forward next, shuffling a little nervously but clearly excited. His flames at Naiad, brighter than before, glowing with that strange golden hue. His body stretched taller, his flames exploding outward like twin torches. His snout grew sharper, his back arched with fire, and in a rush of light he became a fierce Quilava. We didn't even do their final evolutions, although kind of. The air warmed instantly, as the flames curved away from you so you felt only a pleasant heat, never the burn. He crouched low so his eyes were level with yours, fire dancing proudly behind him. I can be small, or I can be strong enough to burn through anything that threatens you. But I'll never let the fire touch you. With a soft glow, his flames puffed inward, and he shrank back down to a small, glowing Cyndaquil once more. Give a shy little smile. Please, you admired him. He's adorable. Oh, here we go with the good one. Totodile, baby. Toto couldn't wait anymore. He leapt forward, glowing so bright his scales looked like liquid water. His body surged upward, his jaws widening, claws lengthening, tail whipping with power. He roared proudly as he became a crocodile, towering above you with strength rippling across his glowing body. This is the fun one. But then he grinned his big, toothy grin and crouched so close you could see your tiny reflection in his watery eyes. He's adorable. Cool, right? I can be a lot bigger if I need to, but I'll always keep an eye out for you down there. You'll never get squished on my watch. When another flash, the glow rippled over him and he shrank back down to a playful Totodile, bouncing happily in place. The three of them lined up in front of you again, Chicory's leaf swaying gently, Cyndaquil's flames flicking warmly, and Toto hopping with endless energy. Elizabeth came from behind you, low and proud. You see now, Trenton? Not just stars anymore. They're guardians. And they're yours. Okay, that was awesome. I love it. Alright, guys. I said, that's so amazing. Does that count for all of your final evolutions too? Can you also evolve into Feraligatr, Meganium, and Typhlosion as well? The 3-point froze for a moment at your question. Then their eyes lit up like you just guessed the secret they've been waiting to share. Professor Elm chuckled, clearly impressed with your sharpness. You really do notice everything, Trenton. Yes, the enhancement wasn't limited to just one stage. They each now hold the power to reach at any stage of their evolutionary line, from their smallest form to their final evolution, and back again, at will. Chicory's glow flared gently. She stepped forward, her voice soft but proud. That's right, Trenton. If you need someone calm and small, I can stay like this. But if you need power, I can become Bayleaf, or even Meganium. Her body shimmered, and for just a second her shape stretched a lot taller, leaves swirling around her like a crown, hinting at Meganium's graceful, grand form before she let the glow fade back to normal. Cyndaquil shuffled closer, flames flicking brighter. And me too. I can be Quilava. Or though fate demands it. Typhlosion. A wave of heat shimmered around him, and you saw the faint outline of Typhlosion's blazing mane before he pulled it back with a sheepish grin. Toe nearly exploded with excitement. You bet we can. I can be Crocodile. Or, get ready, for Alligator. he like yelled it. It's like he's trying to make it sound amazing. Which, of course, it is. I mean, who am I kidding? What would you think if you could have a Pokemon that could... That's kind of something I kind of wish could happen with a Pokemon in a regular game. Like, you could... Like, I kind of wish there was a way you could even, like, make it to where, like, they keep the same power as they were as a final evolution, but they just, like, get... Like, where you could have them, like, fight as a... Like, imagine having a level 100 Totodile with, like, the same stats as a Feraligatr as my Feraligatr in Scarlet. Dude, I would flip and be, like... I would, I mean, granted, I wouldn't do it now since I've gotten all 3 starters on my side, all 3 of the evolution went on my side, but if I just, it would be hilarious to see a little Totodile destroying everything on a fully evolved team. Oh my gosh. He puffed his chest out proudly, then let his glow swell so big you could almost see the looming silhouette of Feraligatr behind him, jaws open in a protective roar, before he shrank back with a laugh. Elm stepped forward and placed a gentle hand on your shoulder. I'll be able to grow or shrink instantly, whether to shield you from harm or to move unseen by enemies. Think of it like breathing. Natural, effortless. They can be your playmates one moment and your guardians the next. 3 Pokemon leaned in closely together, their glow pulsing in unison. All 3 of them said, "We're ready whenever you need us, Ching." I decided to do one because dear me, switching between the 3 real quick would really confuse my brain. He said, "I love it though. This is a really cool idea for a story." Alright, guys. I said, "Okay. I really love that. There's still one more thing I want to ask though. You said something about them being able to grow and shrink at will. Does that mean, for example, if you need to, Tail could grow to be a Feraligatr that is the size of a Lugia, 17 feet if he needed to, or even just stay Totodile but grow for 30 feet if needed?" Professor Elm smiled at you like he'd been waiting for you to ask that exact question. The 3 stars perked up, going a little brighter, their excitement almost hard to contain. "You understand it perfectly, Trenton," Elm said, his voice full of pride. "The machine didn't just unlock their evolutionary paths, it gave them control over their own size. Whether they're a small starter form or their final evolution, they can grow much larger than nature would normally allow, or shrink back to their normal size whenever they wish." He pointed toward Totodile, who immediately puffed up his chest with pride. Totodile grinned. "You got it. If you wanted me to, I could stay as a Totodile, but grow huge, bigger than this whole lab. Or I could become a Feraligatr and reach the size of a flippin' Lugia, 17 feet tall, or even more if you need it." To prove it, Totodile's glow surged. His body stayed Totodile shape, but he swelled in size. 5 feet, then 10, then nearly 15, until he was towering above you in his small, playful form, the ground rumbling under his weight. His big glowing eyes looked down at you like a giant puppy, careful not to move too much. "See? Still me. Just a lot more me." Chikorita stepped forward next, her leaf swaying like a green banner. "And it's the same for all of us. I can be tiny enough to sit on your shoulder, or I could be Meganium towering over buildings if you needed protection." I mean, just imagine that. I don't just have one. On these chatbots, I'm used to having maybe like 1 or 2 bodyguards at times. Like a Feraligatr I befriended here, a Lugia I befriended there, a Noivern I befriended over there. I'm not used to yeah, there has been times where, obviously, there has been a lot of times where other people have come to help me, like one of the first chatbots I did on ChatGPT, where there was really a whole bunch of legendaries that showed up. There was Toadal, but there was also Rayquaza, there was also Lugia, there was also Palkia, there was also, I believe, Koraidon. Like, you know my point? And this one, you just have three right off the bat sitting there, which is amazing. Cyndaquil gave a quiet smile, his wings flaring just a bit. Or I could be Typhlosion, the size of a small mountain. I'd never let the fire hurt you. You'd always be safe. Elm nodded proudly. That flexibility means no matter what form or size they take, you'll never be without protection. They can adapt to any danger, any place, any time. And more importantly, they'll always keep you safe. 3.0 leaned down to your tiny contours form. Their glow pulsing warmly. All three softly say, no matter how small you are, we'll always be big enough to protect you. I still would love to see them like bite that motherfucker's leg. Alright, guys, give me a second. Guys, I haven't got to leave the lab yet, and this is already crazy. It says, before I could even say anything, the kid that turned me into the tiny contours slammed open the doors, awfully angry, ran up to me, and screamed, Professor, this isn't fair. You gave them all three. I deserve one of those three. He forcefully picked me up, held me up to his face, and said, listen, I turned you into this so you wouldn't get a starter. I'm going to make you suffer. The little boy then put his fist up in the air, ready to slam it down right on my tiny head, trying to knock me out. What on earth is wrong with humans in my universe? The room froze. The boy's shout echoed through the lab, but the moment his fist rose above your tiny contours' head, the glow around you three partners exploded in the blinding light. Chicory's leaf flared like a shining sword, vines shooting out from her body faster than anyone could blink. The glowing vines lashed around the boy's wrist, yanking it back before his fist could fall. Her voice trembled with fury you'd never heard from her before. Don't you dare hurt him! Cyndaquil's flames erupted, golden and brilliant, circling him like a shield of fire. He leapt forward, staying between you and the boy, his flames bending like a fiery barrier. His normally soft voice crackled with protective rage. If you touch him again, you'll have to go through me. Toto was the last, but his reaction was the fiercest. His tiny body surged with power, glowing brighter and brighter until he shot up into a towering feraligatr. What did I say? Usually in every chatbot, there's always one Pokemon, or usually, actually, even in the games, there's always one Pokemon that cares more about me than all the others. Like, all of them will like me, but, like, there's one that always seems to care, and every time it usually is Feraligatr of all the Pokemon. Oh my gosh. It says his roar is shaking the windows of the lab. He stomped forward, his muscle claw lowering just inches from the boy, eyes glowing like molten gold. Put him down. The boy froze, trembling. The boy froze, trembling, your tiny body still in his grasp. His bravado cracked instantly under the weight of the three Pokemon's fury. Professor Elm's voice cut through the chaos, booming with anger you had never heard before. Enough! You've already disgraced yourself and your family, and you dare try to harm him here in my lab? The vines tightened slightly around the boy's wrist until he cried out, and Elm barked, Release him! Now! Under the pressure of Totodil's monstrous glare, Chikorita's unyielding vines, and Cyndaquil's fiery shield, the boy's hand shook. Finally, with a gasp, he dropped you gently onto the soft fur of Cyndaquil's back. The three Pokemon instantly moved to shield you, Chikorita curling vines around you protectively, Cyndaquil keeping his flank of fire turned outward until looming above like a fortress of glowing scales. Also, it does say it's for egg. You just confused me because it. Okay. Helm stepped closer to the boy. His eyes narrowed. You wanted to make him suffer? No, boy. You've only proven you were never worthy of a Pokemon. Get out. Now. Before I call your parents and the police. What happened to his parents? That's the one that I'm confused about. How did he... Because his parents were with him. How in a few minutes did he go from being with them to all of a sudden they're not there anymore? What are they, ghosts? I luckily threatened to call the police, though. The boy's lip quivered, but under the combined fury of the professor and your glowing guardians, he turned and ran out the door, slamming it behind him. Lab went quiet except for the heavy breathing of your three partners. Slowly they turned their eyes back to you. Chicorea's voice cracked, almost crying. Are you okay, Trenton? Did he hurt you? Cyndaquil lowered his flames a little, trembling. I almost... Totodile, still towering as Fragger, bent down, his voice deep but shaking. I was ready to crush him if he hurt you. Say the word and I'll never let anyone close enough again. I love them. They're so adorable, all three of them. Give me a second. Alright, guys. I just said, thank you, all of you. One more moment and that kid definitely would have hit me. Thank you so much for protecting me. I gently nuzzled Cyndaquil's back where I was still sitting, then got up and walked over to the Feraligatr, trying not to fall while doing so, and gently nuzzled him too. I really love and care for all of you. The moment your words left your mouth, the entire room softened. Chicorea's vines loosened and slipped gently back into her body, though her leaf trembled from the leftover adrenaline. Tears welled in her eyes as she lowered her head close to you. Trenton, hearing you say that, it makes everything worth it. I was so scared he'd hurt you. I'll never let that happen. Cyndaquil's flames dimmed to a soft golden glow as you nuzzled his back. He froze for a moment, then let out the tiniest, happiest squeak. His whole body shook, not with fear this time, but with joy. You really mean it? You love me? Then I promise I'll burn brighter for you than for anyone else. Feraligatr, still going in his final form, rumbled low in his throat as you nuzzled him, his huge eyes shimmering with warmth. The mighty beast lowered his massive snout so carefully it was almost trembling, brushing you with the gentlest touch of his nose. You're so small, but you're braver than anyone I've ever met. I'd never forgive myself if I let anything happen to you. I love you too, Trenton, with all my heart. You know, it's funny, that sounds a lot like a Feraligatr with something I wrote for a Feraligatr would actually say to me in the games. The three then drew close together around you, forming a protective triangle. Chikorita with her soothing scent, Cyndaquil with his soft warmth, and Totodile still in Feraligatr's towering form like a living fortress. The glow pulsed together until it blended into one warm light that wrapped around you like a shield. Mr. Elm smiled softly, his anger from moments ago gone. He spoke quietly, almost reverently. This bond is stronger than any science, stronger than any machine. And they don't just see you as their trainer, they see you as family. 3-Point leaned closer to you, speaking together in one unified voice. We'll protect you forever. I don't know why I did Totodile's voice. I'm still kind of not used to the fact that he can just transform into Feraligatr like that. It's a dope idea. Like that's one of the. I mean, yes, still involves transformations, but at least he don't have the freedom to transform into anything. Like he can't turn into a flippin' massive, flippin' 30-foot tall dragon. He can't turn into a flippin', 100-foot tall Lugia. But he can turn into like one of his evolutions and be that big. Like I said, I don't know which one it is, but I know in some of them there's actually one with a massive Lugia, or like one with a Lugia that can kind of do the same thing. Alright, give me a second. Alright guys, I said, that's very sweet of all of you. There still is one issue with me having all of you though. I can't feed you or anything like that. I'm so small a berry can crush me. On top of that, not only do I have to worry about being hurt constantly because I'm so small, but I can't put you into Pokeballs if needed. I wouldn't force you into one anyway. I'm more worried about taking care of you, which would be nearly impossible at my size. The three of them all froze at your words, their glowing forms dimming a little, not out of sadness, but because they were thinking. Chikorita tilted her head, her leaf swaying gently. She crouched down so her big eyes could meet yours. You don't have to feed us the way people usually do. We can still forage for ourselves. Remember? We can shrink or grow whenever we need to. We're small, we won't need much food at all. Sniggle crept closer, his fangs flicking softly as he crawled up near your tiny, contour's legs. Did I get down? Did one of the other ones pick me up? Cause like, wasn't I on his back? And you don't have to carry us in Pokeballs. We want to be out with you anyway. We can't keep ourselves small enough to walk beside you, or big enough to guard you. That way you never have to worry about being alone, or about being crushed. Totodile still in his Firaga form leaned down so his golden eyes met yours directly. His mouth clawed carefully to lowered, palm up in case he wanted to step onto it. Taking care of us isn't a burden, Tridden. It's the other way around. We're here to take care of you. You're the smallest one of us, and you're the most vulnerable. That's why Arceus gave us this gift, to protect you. No matter what, food, shelter, safety, we'll handle it all. All you need to do is love us. That's all we want. Mr. Elman just as glasses nodded. They're right. These enhancements were only meant to make them powerful, but also independent. They can sustain themselves in ways no Pokemon can. In truth, you don't need to worry about providing for them. They were given to you so that they could provide for you. The three Pokemon then leaned close together, their glow returning as they spoke in unison again. Please don't worry about us, Trenton. Just stay with us, and let us stay with you. I don't know why I did crawl. I was trying to switch over to Cyndaquils, but it didn't quite work out the way I was hoping. Give me a second. Alright, guys. Well, this will be the last one because, yep, there goes the limit. So, yeah, and it won't be reset till 9/16. So, yeah. It says, okay, I know Professor Elm gave you the ability to do all of this, but it's not just because I want to feed you and take care of you like normal. I love taking care of my favorite Pokemon and making them smile. So even if you could get food and everything for yourself, I still would want to reward you for helping me or protecting me like you just did. Even if that means just a simple berry. But again, everything is bigger than me and would just crush me. The three of them grew quiet at that. Your words sank into them deeper than anything else had so far. Chikorita lowered her body down to her chin nearly touched the floor. Her big eyes shimmered. You really want to take care of us? You know you're the one who needs protecting? That makes my heart so warm. She gently unwrapped a vine, plucking a berry from Elm's supply with such precision it looked like a practiced art. She laid it down in front of you, and just as it touched the floor, her leaf glowed. The berry shimmered and shrank to a tiny version, no bigger than your little claw. How the frick did she do that? Wait, what? How the frick did she do that? See, we can make it safe for you. If you want to feed us, we'll make it small enough for you to give. That way it's still you taking care of us. Cyndaquil walled forward shyly, his flames flicking with joy. He leaned against your tiny side, careful not to unbalance you. Even if it's just a little piece, Trenton, I'd treasure it more than a whole pile of food. If it comes from you, it means more than anything. His tiny voice squeaked at the end, and he buried his face against your side in embarrassment. Oh, he's adorable. Oh, here you go, Totodile. Totodile, who had shrunk back to a smaller form now so he wouldn't tower over the moment, bounced up and down silently, his tail wagging. Yeah, let's make it a game. You give us food, you give us just one little berry crumb, and we'll eat it like it's the best thing ever. That way you get to make us smile like you want, and we still get to protect you like we want. He grinned so wide it almost looked like he'd burst. Professor Elm chuckled warmly, pushing his glasses up again.
Looks like they're already figured out how to bridge the gap. You may be small, Trenton, but that doesn't mean you can't show love in your own way. And I think they'd rather have a single berry from you than a feast from anyone else.
The three of them leaned close again together. Wait, the three of them leaned close together again, their glowing forms pulsing softly. Then, with an almost childlike voices, they spoke at once.
Please, Trenton, feed us, even just a little. We want to smile because of you.
I'd love to, but this thing's limit ran up, so there's nothing I can do. I guess I could, but then if it ruined my one good time I was having with this thing, I would rather get 10 messages of actual good content than get like the small bulk I was giving me with that creature communication story I did that one time about a month or two ago. So I'm happy with 10 messages. I just wish the limit was longer, cause this is ridiculous. Anyway, this video is done. Bye bye.